Greetings, everyone. Tarot from the Divine here with your Lights and Shadows message for July the 26th. If July the 26th is your birthday, happy birthday. And let's get into the morals and the moral and the physical guardians, which are the lights, and then the shadows are the entities that challenge you throughout your life. So when you do shadow work, you're working on that darker aspect that is not allowing you to have the life that you feel you deserve. It's keeping you back. It's the negativity. It's the challenges in life that maybe, the temptations, stuff like that. That's the shadow work that you need to work on in order to improve your quality of life. So let's start with our moral guardian, and his name is Nememia, and he is represented by the Seven of Pentacles, which is the seven is self-reflection and knowledge, and Pentacles is material things, career, health, and money. And the Seven of Pentacles is, you see him here, he's waiting for his harvest. He's been tending to it. He's got his hoe, I believe, and he's tending to it and making sure it grows, and he's giving it water and all of that. So he's just waiting for his harvest. And Nememia brings discernment, general prosperity, and the deliverance of prisoners. So general prosperity and discernment would be in your harvest here. The discernment, knowing when to pick it, what to plant, how to let it grow, how to let it prosper. And then general prosperity, once you receive it, then typically you would replant, so that you don't take all of this and spend it or use it all. You take it and you reinvest, or you replant, or you put back into, so that you can continue to have a harvest. And they say that these six are supposed to be your savings, or used to rebuild your business, to put the profits back in. And then this single one over here, that is your disposable income. That is your profit. That after everything else, that is yours. That's what you get to keep. The rest of this goes back in. So, and Nememia, those born under Nememia will love the military and will distinguish themselves through bravery and greatness of spirit. So there's that part. Now the shadow part, or the challenge, or whatever, is Oz, and he's represented by the Seven of Cups. And seven again is self-reflection and knowledge, and it's emotions, relationships, spiritual matters. And his challenge is cowardly actions. Kitty, you haven't done this in a long time. Excuse me. She thinks it's time to play. Brings cowardly actions, and makes one cunning in liberal sciences, gives true answers on divine and secret things, able to turn others into different forms and convince them that the change is real. So that's interesting with the Seven of Cups, because the Seven of Cups, if you'll look, there's 7 different cups here with 7 different images. So it's 7 different things in the cups, and you're supposed to choose a cup. And so this guy's like a magician, and it's all up in the clouds, and so it's decisions that you have to make, your morals, okay, and cowardly actions. So he's going to try and give you, let's say he's promising you diamonds, and then when you open it up, it's little lumps of coal. Well, it'd be a diamond after you rub it and do all that for forever, but, it's an illusion. And so that's what Oz will bring to you. He will try to give you illusions so that your harvest, you might say, oh, well, I can afford to keep 2 of these out, and then I'll still be reinvesting, this much, but I can afford to keep a little bit more out for myself. And that's what he's trying to do, is trying to give you illusions of, you can do this, but you can also keep some more out for yourself and reinvest, and chances are you're going to be fine. Key words here, chances are. If you just go ahead and reinvest and stick with the plan, then you will have a harvest. You will have a good harvest. Whereas if you go with his plan, then chances are you'll have a plan. Kitty, I don't know what you're doing. Sorry about the thumping. So now we go to the physical, because the moral always goes to the physical, right? So your morals, if you can keep them under control, and you can keep this guy under control and keep his illusions at bay, then you've got Hahaya, and with the 5 of Wands, which is instability, conflict, and change. So you're going to have some conflict and some instability, just generally, because that's what this angel brings, and politics and ambition. So especially if you're involved in politics is always in upheaval anyway. And ambition, well, when you have ambition, then you're going to face adversity and change, because you need to get through that to achieve whatever success you're trying to achieve. You won't achieve success without conflict and some change. Wins judgments and protects all those who seek the truth. Okay. So, and here's the 5 of Wands, or the 5 of Rods, or whatever. And it shows them fighting, but if you'll look, they're not really fighting. They're not really fighting. It's conflict. And you have one up here holding their wand upright, or their sword upright, or their wand upright. And then you have these other 2 here, which are, blocking each other, and you have one victor. Well, this is you, collective. This is you holding your wand upright, and they're all fighting over here, fighting amongst themselves. And then the challenge is Biuni, which is the sun, which is growth, illumination, and recovery. Well, he doesn't want you to have any of that. So he's going to try and stop it. He's going to take your sun and turn it upside down. And he's going to try and stop your growth over here. And the recovery, you're fighting for recovery, or you're, getting through the disillusionment and all of that. Well, he's gonna take the illumination, and he's gonna take that away so that you can't see clearly. And it's traitors and conspiracies is what he brings. So, be careful of who you interact with, and don't get involved in any conspiracies. Try not to start one about yourself. And, that's going to be a challenge, especially the traitors. So be careful who you trust, because that will bring the conflict. And all of this is resulting from if you can keep this in check. If you can keep this in check, then this will balance out. It will even out, because you've got your morals in place. So anyway, that's your message. Thank you all for being here. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Remember that I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. And hey, until next time, have a great day.